Devin and Shakur.
Right.
Because those two boxing phenoms, you know, if you're not on that level mentally, like you're not even gonna compete with those two dudes.
Right.
You know?
It's such an interesting thing because a lot of people don't know. You know, the general public, when someone gets to like an elite level, they need some high profile fight in order for people to realize. Because all the boxing fans realize, like Shakur's a great example. He's not really a household name, but he should be.
Shakur sees that. He's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in, Shakur takes a big step back. You know, again, always understanding because he has great eyes, understands boxing very well and movements. And Shakur is going to step out of range and make Teo fall short.
So much confidence in his power that he doesn't give a he's giving away a couple
Yeah, he
rounds
definitely be giving away rounds, but you know, he just in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Two boxing legends dissect the fight that will define a generation. Joe Rogan and Terence Crawford deliver an in-depth analysis of the highly anticipated Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez showdown, declaring that Stevenson operates on an entirely different plane of excellence. The duo emphasizes this clash transcends mere technical skill. It's a cerebral chess match demanding supreme strategy, real-time adaptability, and the mental fortitude to dominate when the pressure reaches its breaking point. Rogan spotlights Stevenson's extraordinary defensive mastery, a rare ability that separates champions from contenders. Crawford, meanwhile, dissects Shakur's surgical precision and impeccable timing, qualities that make him virtually untouchable in the ring. Both legends reach a unanimous verdict. This battle will definitively answer the question of supremacy, as two elite athletes with exceptional talent, ring intelligence, and warrior spirit collide to determine boxing's true pound-for-pound king.
I mean, he's an elite fighter. He's so good. But he needs like a big, high-profile fight, like Gervonta did, you know, against
Nobody
Ryan
want to
Garcia.
fight him.
Right.
Nobody want to fight him.
Yeah.
And I see why. You know, I get it. But at the same time, you know, they're going to have to see him sooner or later. No matter what, no matter how far they go, they're going to have to see him sooner or later. So, you know, all these fighters, you know, he's calling out everybody. He's calling out the Pitbull. He's calling out Lomachenko.
Yeah.
He's calling out Devin. He's calling out, you know, Tank. He's calling out everybody.
Yeah.
And he want to fight everybody right now.
Right.
You know, and that's a dangerous man when you know how talented he is. And he's motivated. He's focused. He's stay in the gym. He's a gym rat. He loves boxing to the core. Like, yeah, that's a dangerous man right now because he got something on his mind that, you know, he wanna accomplish.
And he's still very young.
Yeah.
Very young and still getting better with every fight. Him versus Tank would be insane.
Yeah.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out. And the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and, you know, man, he be cracking them dudes.
If you want to understand what elite defense really looks like in modern boxing, listen to how Joe Rogan talks about Shakur Stevenson. Rogan praises Stevenson's style as genuinely rare, calling his defensive skill and overall technique nothing short of remarkable. What makes Stevenson different, Rogan explains, is how he reads opponents in real time. He recognizes patterns, anticipates attacks before they fully develop, and controls distance with expert precision. That defensive IQ, paired with sharp fundamentals, allows him to stay calm under pressure, avoid unnecessary risks, and punish openings the moment they appear. In a sport where one mistake can change everything, Rogan sees Stevenson as one of the most skilled and most difficult fighters to solve today.
That's Philly shell since Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
His fucking defense was incredible.
Yeah. Defense, and he stayed. And that guy was putting the guy from Golden Boy, I can't remember his name, who he fought, but was just a good fighter and was
Yeah.
really pressuring him. And Shakur stayed in the pocket.
Yeah.
He stayed in the
He
pocket.
also
Because
said he's
people were
not going to
calling him
fight
a
that
runner
way
before.
anymore.
He's not a runner, yeah.
But he said after that fight, I'm not going to fight that way anymore. He said I took too many shots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he wanted to like put on a show and show everybody he's not just a runner. He could stand in the pocket.
Right.
Then he's like, why am I doing this? I'll box the shit out of these motherfuckers.
Yeah. I mean,
Which
he's
I
silver
get,
medalist,
too.
that guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Yeah.
elite. He's elite.
Yeah.
And just one of the best, like, it's as far as...
If you're trying to understand why Teofimo Lopez can look unbeatable one night and disconnected the next, Greg Hackett has one of the sharpest breakdowns. Hackett frames Teofimo's fights around two forces: mindset and physical gifts. He says Lopez often believes the knockout is his clearest path to victory, leaning on speed, strength, and pure confidence to take control. Hackett points back to the Lomachenko fight, explaining how Teofimo's intensity and hunger made even a master technician hesitate. But he also warns that today's Teofimo isn't the same fighter. Fame and expectations have shifted the approach. The tools are still there: power, speed, footwork, and mentality, but too often they don't sync. Some nights it's speed without power, or power without timing. Hackett's conclusion is simple: if Lopez can align everything at once, he's dangerous enough to beat Shakur Stevenson.
Lopez, mentally.
For sure.
You know what
For
I mean?
sure. Tio talking about you feel like he can get him out of there in 9. Do you feel like that's the only opportunity that he could do to get the victory is by getting him out of there and, not boxing Shakur?
I'm gonna tell you this. When Tio fought Lomachenko, right? I'm tell you what it was. His strength, his speed, and his mindset, that fight was why Lomachenko was so hesitant to throw. Tio could do the same thing to Shakur, but now it's a different day. He wasn't as famous as he is now as he was back then. Back then he was more hungry.
Cool.
When he fought Lomachenko, he was hungry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since he's been really hungry and been really wanting to win the fight. I think this fight could be that, but his mindset, his focus, his strength, and everything, he got to bring everything to the table, and he could beat Shakur because he has the ingredients. The problem is he can't put them together. They don't. Sometimes he show up with the speed without the power. Sometimes he show up with the power without the footwork. Sometimes he show up with the footwork without the mindset. You know what I'm saying? He be in pieces. If he bring everything to the table, he'll be cool.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's the leader of the new school when it comes down to those two guys?
No. The leader of the new school would be Abdullah Mason. The reason why, he's 21 years old. He's been pro for like 4 years. The rest of them dudes...
If you're hyped for Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson, Tim Bradley says the story of this fight starts with a brutal contrast in styles, and that contrast could decide everything. Bradley explains that Lopez fights in explosive, twitchy bursts, generating serious power in short windows. He's dangerous because he can fire fast combinations and switch from offense to defense in a blink, which makes him unpredictable and capable of flipping around, or the entire fight, instantly. That high-voltage approach is why Lopez is viewed as one of the division's most threatening punchers. But Bradley also points out the risk. That same aggressiveness can get exposed against a calm, structured technician like Stevenson. Shakur's advantage is timing, distance control, and defensive awareness. He makes opponents miss clean, then makes them pay just enough to discourage the next attack. In Bradley's view, the key question is whether Lopez can land something meaningful before Stevenson turns the fight into a measured, disciplined chess match. If Shakur keeps the tempo slow and the reads sharp, Bradley believes he can neutralize Teofimo's speed and power and force the fight into a battle of patience, precision, and adaptability, where timing, not emotion, decides the winner.
The feet is what gets you in position to be able to land those shots. Footwork is extremely important. When I look at both these guys and I look at Shakur's footwork, I look at Tio's footwork, and what I noticed about Tio's footwork in particular is that in order to be able to throw with the amount of power that he has, I've noticed with Tio, there's always a subtle pause before he actually explodes. And Tio's a guy that likes to explode into explode into contact, like to explode into his opponents, man, to land his offense, fast, twitchy type muscles, fibers, he's extremely fast. Some may say that, his twitchiness kind of reminds him of like Roy Jones S type of, movements, how quick he's able to close that distance on his opposition. However, he's in there with a guy that is a master at controlling distance. That's like he's a master at literally, getting in his position, right? In the position where he wants to be and taking away your positioning. And with doing so, he takes away your feet, and that's why I think feet are going to be extremely important in this. If you can keep your opponent off balance, for instance, let me just give you an example. It's like Teo explodes. There's a subtlety before he explodes with his offense. And as soon as Shakur sees that, he's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in. Shakur takes a big step back. Again, always understanding because he has great eyes. Great eyes, understands boxing very well and movements. And Shakur's going to step out.
Before anyone writes this fight off as easy work, Shakur Stevenson's trainer Wally Moses has a warning for Teofimo Lopez. Underestimating Shakur can get dangerous fast. Moses says Stevenson's blend of speed, defensive control, and tactical flexibility makes him one of the hardest puzzles in the sport. The key, he explains, is that no single style can solve Shakur for long, because Stevenson adjusts on the fly, reading what's working, what's not, and immediately changing the look. Moses emphasizes that Shakur studies opponents closely and makes real-time corrections, exploiting even the smallest mistakes the moment they appear. That's why Lopez can't depend on routine game plans or aggression alone. He has to be ready for a constantly shifting challenge. In Moses' view, Stevenson's ring IQ, technical sharpness, and calm under pressure create an unpredictability that breaks most fighters mentally. And if Lopez takes anything for granted, Shakur can flip the entire fight in seconds. Moses' message is simple. Stepping in with Stevenson demands full respect and total focus, because he's one of the most strategically intelligent fighters in the division today. If you love boxing, powerful punches, and real fight breakdowns, make sure to subscribe to VIP Punch. Hit the like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this video with true boxing fans. VIP Punch, where every punch matters.